Hey everybody, Crystal Bodger here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen, where we help make clean eating a lifestyle. So we have a great recipe for you today. It's gonna go perfectly with the upcoming holiday. We are celebrating Easter in just a few weeks here, and I wanted to be able to make something for you that you could take as a dessert to any family get-together or celebration that you may be having. So we have a blueberry pie crumb bar, and oh my goodness, it turned out so amazing. You guys, this recipe is vegan approved. It's paleo and keto friendly, which if you don't know what that means that it's grain-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, gluten-free, and you know what? Guess what? It still tastes amazing. You don't need all of those ingredients in order to make a really good dessert. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Here is all of the ingredients that we're going to be using. Now for the crust, we are going to be starting with 2 cups of some almond flour. And then we're also going to be using 2 tablespoons of some coconut flour. I love that mixture together personally. And then we're going to be mixing it with 1/4 of a teaspoon of some salt, 1 teaspoon of some vanilla. And then depending upon if you're doing a keto version or a paleo version, the keto version, you're going to be using a keto flavored maple syrup. And I love the Lancanto brand. That one's really good. But I also have one on my site that you can make your own maple syrup, which is a little cheaper to do than buying maple syrup like that. But if you're doing the paleo version, we're going to be using some just regular maple syrup for that. Of course, you're getting it without any additives in it. Grade A maple syrup is always the best for that. So 1/3 cup of maple syrup. And then because we're gonna be trying to keep this dairy-free, we're doing 1/3 cup of some coconut oil. If you don't need it dairy-free, or if you just love the taste of butter, of course you could use butter as well. So 1/3 cup of that. Now for the filling, we're going to be doing 1 3/4 cups of some organic blueberries. And we're going to be mixing in some more maple syrup with that, 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. And then to thicken it, we're going to be adding in some tapioca flour. So we'll be doing 1 tablespoon of some tapioca flour as well. And then another 1/4 of a teaspoon of some salt. And then for the topping of this, we are going to be using, taking some of the crust. So you need 1/4 of the cup of the crust left over. And then we're going to add in 1/4 cup of some chopped pecans, which is going to taste amazing and you guys are going to love it. Okay, let's get started. All right, so I have my 2 cups of almond flour. I'm going to add in my 2 tablespoons of some coconut flour and my 1/4 of a teaspoon of some salt. Mix that together a little bit. And now I'm going to be adding in my syrup. And then also my coconut oil. Now, as you can see for my coconut oil, I melted it to make it a little bit more workable. I'll also be adding in my teaspoon of some vanilla. And we're gonna be mixing this together and making it into a really nice shortbread crust. And then I'm going to be taking an 8x8 pan, putting some parchment paper in it, and that's what we'll be spreading this into. So I've reserved 1/4 cup of the crust, and that's gonna be for the topping. And then I'm gonna take the rest of this and push it into the bottom of this parchment paper lined pan. And then we are going to be baking this at 350 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. While we are cooking this in the oven, we will be doing the filling and getting that all ready to go. All right, so I have my 1 1/3 cup of some blueberries. I have a little bit of salt, the 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and I have the 1 tablespoon of some tapioca flour, and I have the 1 tablespoon of some maple syrup. Now you're going to just be kind of smashing the blueberries. We want all the juice to start evaporating more and making this into kind of a little bit thicker consistency. We're going to be cooking this on medium heat for maybe about 7 or 8 minutes. And we're gonna just kind of let this almost turn into similar to like a jelly consistency. And I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. It's actually thickened up really, really fast. Probably only took about 5 minutes. And I'm gonna just let it cool down a little bit, and then I will be putting it on. As you can see, the crust came out of the oven. I'm also letting the crust cool down for about 5 minutes also before I start messing with it. Let's go make the topping. All right, so I have my 1/4 of a cup of the crust. I have a 1/4 of a cup of the pecans. Now normally I just put these in the Ninja Chopper, but I didn't want them to get too small, and so I'm just gonna roughly chop them really quick like this with a knife. Beautiful. All right, you can just kind of mix this up with your fingers, make it into kind of more of like a crumble. Now, if you wanted to add more sweetening to the top, you can, but I think that it should be pretty good how it is, so that's why I'm not going to. And with the amount that we put into the crust mixture already, I think it should be good sweetness-wise. Okay, let's assemble. I've let everything cool down just a little bit, maybe about 5 minutes. Oh my goodness, this looks so amazing. I'm just gonna kind of spread it evenly. Doesn't this look so good? Yum. Ooh, that blueberry mixture tastes amazing. Okay, we're gonna take our topping and spread it out, like I said, just as evenly as possible. And then you also kind of wanna just make sure, try to push it down if you can. Get a little bit over there. We're going to be putting this back into the oven for 20 minutes. It's still at 350. And oh my goodness, doesn't that look so good? All right, here it is. Now it turned out amazing. You are going to want to let it cool down, of course, and then also pop it in the refrigerator for a little bit, help it set. But it turned out amazing. I cannot wait to do a taste test. The texture on this, oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, wow. So the blueberry filling is such a good texture. It's the perfect, almost like a jam substance, but the crunchy pecans on top with also the shortbread, it's just so amazing. Wow, this is so good. You guys, this is going to be a hit at any party that you go to. Well, thank you so much for watching. Now, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn the little notification bell on so you know when new recipes are coming out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, hit that like button. We'll see you next time. Bye.